Hi everyone, my name is Esteban Cardona, and today I'll be presenting my review of two articles about toxic chemicals in fish, focusing on PFAS contamination, which are often called forever chemicals. Now, I chose this topic because it connects food safety, public health, and environmental pollution, which all impact our daily lives more than most people actually realize. Now, the first article I reviewed was a peer-reviewed study titled PFAS Assessment in Fish Samples from Illinois Waters. This was written by Sands, Zhang, Jensen, and Lafreno, and it was published in Science of the Total Environment in 2024. Now, this study looked at how fish in Illinois waterways have been contaminated by PFAS and perfluoroalkyl substances. These are man-made chemicals commonly found in things like packaging, non-stick cookware, and clothing, but they're also known as forever chemicals because they don't break down easily and they can also build up in people and in animals and just in the environment in general. Now, researchers from the University of Illinois tested 17 PFAS compounds in 9 fish species across 4 waterways. These 4 waterways were the Rock River, Pecatonica River, Sugar River, and the Yellow Creek. They found at least 4 types of PFAS at every single site, with the Rock River showing the highest levels of contamination. But it specifically showed high levels of contamination with PFAS in like near cities and industrial areas where there's a lot of wastewater, if that makes sense. The channel catfish had the most contamination. This means that PFAS can build up in larger fish, like higher up the food chain. So there's 2 specific compounds that are found in them, which are PFHS and PFOS, that were found at the high-risk levels at all testing sites, which means that people who eat these fish regularly could face long-term health risks. And in fact, in some cases, it actually exceeds the level of Illinois safe consumption limits for PFAS levels. So that's not good at all. Now, the author of the study recommended creating a statewide monitoring program to track PFAS levels and educate communities on safe fish consumption. I think this research was very valuable because it really shows how water pollution can be even close to home and near you, and how important environmental testing and public awareness are for our food safety, because I would never think twice about where and if my food, especially fish, is safe, but now I will. Now, the second article I reviewed was a popular press article, and it was from CBS News, titled Freshwater Fish Contaminated with Toxic Forever Chemicals Found in Nearly Every State, written by Cara Corte in 2023. Now, this article summarized a national study showing how PFAS contamination in freshwater fish is a widespread issue across the entire United States. It stated that eating just one contaminated fish could be equivalent to drinking PFAS polluted water for an entire month. That really stood out to me because really, at least for me, it helped visualize just how severe the contamination is without really, having to see it really too much. The most common compound found was PFOS, which used to be in firefighting foams and other sort of industrial products before it was kind of phased out in the early 2000s. But even then, the use of PFOS has decreased, though it still remains in the soil, water, and even deceased animals and humans, because it doesn't break down easily and it stays in our bodies. So the article explained that the fish caught near industrial or urban areas have the highest contamination, mostly due to wastewater runoff. It also included quotes from environmental scientists and health experts who stressed that even small but occasional exposure can build up in our bodies over time. Now, what I like about this article is that it took scientific data and made it simple and easy to understand for the public. It also called for stronger environmental laws and better public education about where fish come from and how safe they really are to eat. So in conclusion, both articles highlight how PFAS contamination in fish is serious, and it's still an ongoing problem as we are here today. Now, the peer-reviewed article provided detailed data from Illinois showing how industrial pollution directly impacts their local waterways. Now, the CBS News article took those same ideas, but they presented them in a way that helps everyday readers such as me, that I don't really read about these things very often, understand it very fast. And it really just helped me understand the risk of the health that it really put against us and the environment. So together, these two sources really show the importance of research, public awareness, and stricter environmental regulations, but they also remind us to pay more attention in what we're actually eating and where it comes from. And with that being said, thank you for watching.